The air crackled with an unseen energy, a tempest brewing in the celestial realm. The very heavens seemed to hold their breath, a cosmic pause before an unimaginable conflict. Why, oh why, would the architect of all darkness, the fallen star himself, cast his malevolent gaze upon the decaying vessel of a mortal man? What secret, what power, what divine spark resided within the earthly shell of Moses that it would ignite such a ferocious, eternal war? The story unfolds in the desolate plains of Moab, a land steeped in the scent of dust and despair. Moses, the shepherd of a nation, the conduit of God's law, lay dying his life. A tapestry woven with miracles and defiance was drawing to its inevitable close. But death for Moses was not an end, but a threshold. And across that threshold, a battle was about to begin. A battle not of flesh and blood, but of spirit and will. A battle for the very soul of a prophet. The Lord, in his infinite wisdom, had chosen a hidden resting place for his faithful servant, a secret valley known only to the divine, a sanctuary from the prying eyes of man and demon alike. But Satan, the deceiver, the accuser, was not deterred by divine decree. He had watched Moses for 40 years, seen the unwavering faith, the unyielding spirit, the profound connection to the Almighty. He knew with a certainty that chilled the very stars that Moses was no ordinary man. And so, as Moses' last breath escaped his lips, a shadow fell upon the land. Not a shadow cast by the sun, but a tangible darkness, a suffocating presence that seeped into the very earth. Satan, in his fallen glory, stood before the mortal remains of Moses, his eyes burning with an unholy fire. He saw not a corpse, but a prize, a testament to God's power, a symbol of his unwavering love. To claim Moses, to corrupt his legacy, to twist his divine purpose, would be a victory of immeasurable consequence. But the Lord had foreseen this. Even in the face of death, his protection was absolute. Michael, the archangel, the warrior of heaven, descended from the celestial heights, his armor gleaming, his sword drawn. He stood as a shield, a bulwark against the encroaching darkness, his voice echoing with divine authority.
"You shall not touch him, Satan,"
Michael declared, his voice a thunderclap that shook the very foundations of the earth.
"He is the Lord's."
Satan sneered, a sound like grinding stone.
"He was a man, Michael, a man of dust, and all dust returns to dust."
But this dust is special. This dust carries the weight of a covenant, the echo of a voice that spoke with God. To defile it, to claim it, would be to strike a blow at the heart of your precious Creator.
The air thrummed with anticipation. The fate of a prophet's soul, the integrity of God's creation, hung precariously in the balance. This was not merely a conflict between good and evil. It was a philosophical battle, a theological war waged on the very precipice of existence. Michael stood firm, his resolve unshakable.
"The Lord's will be done. You have no claim here, tempter."
Satan's form flickered, shifting into 1,000 terrifying shapes. He was the serpent that whispered in Eden, the accuser that stood before Job, the shadow that haunted every human heart. He lunged, his claws extended, a vortex of pure malice. But Michael was ready. He met the onslaught with a divine fury, his sword a blinding arc of light. The clash reverberated through the spiritual plane, a symphony of divine power and infernal rage. It was a dance of creation and destruction, a testament to the eternal struggle between light and darkness. As they fought, the very ground beneath them trembled, the wind howled, carrying whispers of doubt and despair, Satan's insidious attempts to sow discord. He taunted Michael, reminding him of humanity's failings, of their constant betrayals, of the countless times they had strayed from the path of righteousness.
See what they truly fear. See what you truly are.
Look at them, Michael.
Satan's voice dripped with venom.
They are weak, flawed creatures. They worship you. They worship your God, but they are forever falling. Moses himself, for all his righteousness, stumbled. He struck the rock when he should have spoken. Is this the pinnacle of your creation? This flawed, failing humanity?
Michael parried a blow, his movements precise and powerful.
Their flaws do not negate their potential, Satan. They are given free will, and with it the capacity for redemption. Moses, despite his stumbles, remained a beacon of faith. He led them, he guided them, he bore their burdens. And his legacy will continue to inspire, even in death.
The battle raged, a celestial ballet of power and purpose. Satan sought to exploit every perceived weakness, every crack in the divine armor. He whispered of Moses' pride, of his moments of anger, of the times he questioned God's plan. He tried to drag Moses' soul into the abyss, to tarnish the memory of a life lived in service. But Michael's faith was a shield, impenetrable and unwavering. He saw not the flaws, but the triumph. He saw the 40 years of unwavering devotion, the countless sacrifices, the profound love for his people and his God. He saw the man who had stood before Pharaoh, who had parted the Red Sea, who had received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. And then a new force entered the fray. Not an angel, not a demon, but a presence so profound, so overwhelming, that it silenced the celestial war. It was the presence of the Lord himself, a radiant light that pierced the darkness, a voice that spoke with the authority of creation.
Enough.
The divine voice boomed, a gentle yet absolute command. Satan recoiled, his form shrinking, his power waning in the face of such overwhelming holiness. He was a creature of shadow, and before the pure light of the Almighty, he was rendered powerless. The Lord's voice, though gentle, carried a weight that resonated through eternity.
Moses is mine. His life was lived in my service, and his rest is earned. You have no dominion over him, nor over any soul that truly belongs to me.
The darkness surrounding Satan dissipated, revealing him in his true, albeit diminished form. His eyes, once burning with defiance, now flickered with a grudging respect, a bitter acceptance he knew when he was defeated.
This is not over.
Satan hissed, his voice a fading echo.
The struggle for souls continues, and I will find another way.
With a final, contemptuous glance, he vanished, melting back into the shadows from whence he came. Michael stood, his sword sheathed, his gaze fixed on the place where Moses' body lay. The divine light began to recede, leaving behind a profound peace. The Lord, in his infinite grace, had protected his servant, even in death. And so the secret valley remained hidden, a sanctuary for the prophet's eternal rest. The battle for Moses' body was a testament to the enduring power of faith, the unwavering protection of the divine, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. It was a reminder that even in death, the souls of the faithful are precious, and that the Lord's love extends beyond the veil of mortality, a beacon of hope in the face of eternal darkness. The question remains, however, why? Why such fierce desire for a single mortal soul? Perhaps it was not just about Moses, but about the message his corrupted body would send. Perhaps it was about the hope his preserved spirit symbolized, Perhaps in the grand cosmic chess game, Moses was simply a pawn, a powerful one, but a pawn, nonetheless, in a much larger, much more significant war for the very essence of existence. The answer, like the resting place of Moses, remains a divine mystery, a whispered secret in the annals of eternity. If this message stirred something in your spirit, don't let it fade. Subscribe to Scripture's Studio for more revelations, more truth, and more encounters with the Word. Share this with someone who needs light today.